What's up? If this is your first time saying my face, I'm lllucyd, lllucyd. Oh goddamn, I said lllucyd. lllucyd. I gotta slow down. Some of these niggas be saying they intros too fast. I'm trying to get like them. But no. Anyways, social right here. This is the Instagram. Other socials down below and in the description below. Today we're going to be talking about the hell of working in retail. Video by, how the hell do I go to it? The Hell of Working in Retail by St. Bryce. I saw this video, I saw the title and everything, and I was just like, oh, I gotta react to this, because I haven't worked much in retail. I think my first job was in retail. We only had 2 of them, but I worked in retail like once, but barely. I was still in the back most of the time. If you know how it is nowadays, you know, being a stalker or whatever. I wasn't even a stalker, I was like picking orders. Anyways, the one time I did have to do not customer service. It was customer service, but you know, like ringing up groceries. I was the worst. But I'll talk about more stories of my experience when we get more into the video. So without further ado, let's get this puppy started.
If you're watching this video right now, there's a good chance that you just got your first retail job and you're probably wondering what to expect. You're probably nervous. Your first day at work is pretty soon and you're about to go into a whole new environment, make new friends, and have a great time, is what I want to say.
Yeah. I was scared the first time I went to retail, boy. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to be in front of people. I was like 18. Oh my God, I'm so scared. Funny thing is, that was like my favorite job. But like I said, I was mostly in the back. But that was probably one of the only jobs, not the only job, but like I said, one of the only jobs where most of the people around me was my age. I think I was the youngest at that point, but everybody was like 19, 21 at the most. And aside from like people who were like leads or something like that, was a little bit older, but pretty fun time.
Why did you apply? Turn back while you still can. Turn back now. As somebody who's been working in retail for about 2 years now, I thought I would give my own personal experiences on the horrors of working in retail. Right off the bat, you're faced with a really big problem: getting hired in the first place. For some reason, trying to successfully land a retail job is one of the hardest things you could do in the whole world. Honestly, you might as well apply for the CIA. You have about the same chances of getting in. The only reason I was able to get my current job now is because I already knew someone that was working there, and he was able to put in a good word for me. So that's exactly how I got my first retail job too. I feel like that's nowadays, that's probably the only way you can get some of these jobs, is by knowing somebody or by a little bit of nepotism. It's crazy out here. I didn't really have to do too much, but if I didn't have him, I would have been so cooked. I've heard of people waiting weeks or even months just for the response to be no, but then they'll complain about how they need people but won't hire anyone. But after days of waiting, you finally get the call and you have been drafted to Walmart. I know, what a beautiful moment. It's gonna shape your life forever. What a beautiful moment this is. You haven't actually been hired yet. We're actually calling you for an interview. We saw your application. We thought you'd be a great fit. Oh yeah, you just submitted your application. We have to go through the interview process, which is way harder than it should be. You get to the store and you're already walking around lost because it's probably your first time there, if it isn't the only grocery store in your whole town. You find the place, walk in for your interview, and you're already going into this with the expectation that you're gonna have to BS your whole way through this. They're gonna ask you the most basic questions, and you're gonna have to find a basic response to fit each question, even if
he talking about basic question. Man, when I got mine, he had me doing a whole damn study guide just to say the right stuff. I swear, it don't take, depending on the job, it don't really take that much for an interview. Just act like you would be a genuine person, act like you would be a very helpful person half of the time, and you would abide by the law. If you make all your questions and answers on that, if you answer like that, like you would do anything to follow the law and follow the rules and be helpful, the interview should slide by. Now, that's just for retail. Now, when you start getting into shit like you doing, I don't know, IT and all that shit, you need to know like the back end, I can't help you. I'm not gonna lie to you. The people questions, I got you. And the retail questions, I got you. But that shit, I don't know what to say about that.
Question is something stupid like, why do you want to work here? Well, I need money, duh. Well, actually, I think my future is very bright here. I can see myself going far into the company and like even potentially setting up my future with this establishment, of course. Even though you're about 90% sure that you know that the other person knows that you're lying, you still have to say what's best for the moment, because there's no way I bought khaki pants just to not get a job. Other questions they might ask you are you able to work fast and able to adapt fast? And even if you aren't, you better just say yes, because if you don't, they're about to give you the death stare of doom. They're gonna look you so deep in your eyes that you're gonna feel every ounce of hate that she has mustered up from working at this Walmart for 15 years. One way of knowing if you got the job or not is by who's there at your interview. Like, for example, if you walk into your interview and sit down and see the store manager there, just know you got the job. There's a good chance that they are talking about you and that person came to see you in person. But if you walk into just you and the interviewer and then they hit you with the "we'll keep in touch" at the end of the interview, there's a good chance you didn't get the job. And if that's you, those next couple days,
I ain't never had. Did I ever had that? Somebody hit me with the. Usually, every job, most of the jobs I've ever had, if I didn't get put on, it was always like a we'll keep in touch, and then I might get the job or might not. Now the ones where like a little bit of nepotism happened, like I was already in that bitch signing the offer letter.
of waiting and praying and hoping that you get the phone call back are going to be so stressful. You're going to be checking your phone every single second of the day.
On God, you're going to be fucking checking. If you really need that job, you're going to be checking the goddamn your phone like you trying to get drafted. Looking at your phone like a draft screen, waiting for your name to be called.
And hoping that you get the notification. And when you look at your phone, turns out it's just DoorDash. But after a couple of days of waiting, you finally get the call. You are now an official Walmart employee. And even better, you are no longer unemployed. Well, kind of. You're kind of not unemployed. Because even though they gave you the official Walmart certification and they gave you your vest and your hat, you still have no hours. I'm unsure who's in charge of making the schedule for new employees, but that person does not give a fuck about your life. Because how is it possible that I'm working 40 plus hours one week and then off for 2 months? How does that make any sense? It's a whole lot worse when you randomly get shifts added to your schedule. You could have a whole week planned out, fun activities you and your friends are gonna do, and then you randomly look at your phone and see you have 5 shifts added to your schedule. Did you even think to ask me? Now my whole week is filled with doom and despair. And what's
nah, deadass. It do be like that sometimes. Like, it be doom and despair when you get 5 to 10, nigga, you get 2 or 1 day off on the schedule, and then it's doom and gloom when you only got 2 days of work. You like, it's like, no, I don't want to overwork, but goddamn, over here, I still need money. I remember those days, boy, because at one point I was like, hey, man, I was trying to go to school. I was like, hey, I can't be coming in this bitch every damn day. Then, you know, when you start spending your money on stuff, when that money started coming in, you're like, I'm going to start buying them, I'm going to do that. Got a little bills here, got a little bills there. And then you either save up some money or you end up not saving up no money, you know, being so young and not knowing about shit. Then when they start putting you on that 1 day a week, or that 2 day a week, I'm like, what the fuck? I can't even put gas in my car. So hey, it could be a conundrum.
It's even worse if they do somehow give you hours. All you get is those short 3-hour shifts. What am I gonna do with $50, bro? Like, you're really showing up to work just to say hi and bye and leave. But the worst part comes when you finally start working and you realize the mess you just got yourself into. You see, when you first get hired, you go through something called the 7-day free trial.
Everybody got the same clip
that they 7 days of your job. Everybody loves you. They're great. They're the nicest people on planet Earth. But after those 7 days are up, they hate you. And you realize the type of store that you're in. One of the biggest ways you know you're screwed is by how your managers and bosses act. Because when it...
Oh God, everybody in that bed giving you help. Oh, just do this. Oh, I got you here at the tip like this. After them 7 days or a certain amount of time after that training, they like, why aren't you going this fast? Why aren't you breaking your goddamn back? Why aren't you sweating? They be like, God damn. Them first 2 weeks or something like that, whatever, however your training is, be feeling like straight bliss. If you could just work doing that, everybody would probably love their job. If everybody had that same honeymoon 2-week phase of training, at every job, the whole time they had that job, man, it would be bliss. Nobody would be complaining about work. And if you get your, and also, you need the right pay. But I'm just saying, the ease of the job, if it was just that easy, that first 2 weeks or whatever, life would be good.
comes to retail, you either get one of two bosses. One, super chill, super friendly, and loves their job. Two, they hate you and everybody around them too. I wish I could figure out the science of why retail managers always think they're better than you. Like, never in my life have I seen a more average person try to act like a celebrity ever. They will boss you around and talk to you however they want with no care.
I'll say not even just feeling the better than you. Most of the time, they be the most stressed out ones. I have seen damn near women managers be hair about to fucking fall out, and I just be like, good lord. That turned me off the first job I got, and I was just like seeing how stressed these people were and the responsibilities the fake responsibilities they be having. I'm like, bro, I don't ever want to be a manager. If I become a manager, I have lost. I have failed at life. I have damn near, unless it's at a job I like. If it's at a job I like and I'm cool with, cool beans. But if I become a manager at some shit I kind of don't care about for real, I have lost. I have failed. I have failed myself.
Here in the world, while also not even doing half of the work I do but getting paid 3 times more. I remember working my first week at Walmart and asking one of my bosses for help just for her to stick her finger in her mouth and then swipe on my phone with the same finger she had in her mouth. She literally left a stain on my screen. That's how little they care. If you're lucky, you have some very patient managers who understand what you're going through and are there to help you and are there to make you more comfortable at work. But if you aren't lucky, you have the worst. I mean the worst managers to ever step foot on this planet. Like, these people graduated school and went to college just to learn how to be an annoying person. And something you'll realize pretty quickly when you're just starting retail is the amount of unrealistic expectations that are set on you. Every day, you'll walk into work and probably have about like 5 tasks assigned to you. And throughout the day, you'll get more and more, which then makes it completely impossible to complete your whole list because you're only there for 8 hours. Not even accounting for all the customer interactions, searching for things, different side quests and stuff. There's no way for you to possibly get it done in 8 hours. And I want to say, no matter how many times they try to make it feel like it's your fault, it is not your fault, bro. As someone who's been working in retail for about 2 years now, I can confidently say there has never been a day where something that was planned before has went 100% perfectly. There's just so much going on every day at retail.
What the hell
it's kind of hard to stay on task, especially when you have customers that clearly see you in a Walmart vest and a Walmart hat and stop you just to ask you if you work there. Like, nah, I just wanted to LARP as a Walmart worker for 8 hours a day. What do you—
I would say, ooh, this is a crazy pick. I would say that doesn't make sense at like a Walmart or like a grocery store because they always, in uniform. But I've been going to the mall recently because I've been going on trips and shit. You gotta ask some motherfucker, unless they come up to you and be like, or they have the earpiece. If they don't got it, if there's one of them cool ass stores in the mall, well, you don't really know, and it might be a little busy or something like that, you gotta kind of ask, because motherfucker walk up on you, you need some help? I'm like, the fuck? Nigga, that nigga dressed better than me. Why he asking me what's going on? Then you're like, oh, I realize, oh, you work here and stuff like that. Like, hey, sometimes you gotta ask that. Sometimes, but I can see for Walmart, it doesn't make no damn sense.
You think, and that's just one of the many phrases you'll hear from customers every single day. But the main phrase you should be getting used to
hearing— I remember the first time my first job when I was working at Target, and a dude asked me for some stuff that as customers do, ask you where something is. He was like, where the bikes at? This was the first time I didn't grow up the most privileged. I didn't grow up like fucking dirt ass poor, but I didn't grow up the most privileged. So we barely ever went to Target. So when I tell you this, you're gonna be like, how did you not know this? This was kind of my first time really going to a Target, was working there. Barely ever been in Target. All I heard remember people used to call it Target, but barely ever went. The first time really being in Target, I'm working there. Dude asked me, hey, where's the bikes? Nigga, I didn't even know they had bikes. I worked there 3 days. Never seen a bike in my life in a Target. I was like, oh, I don't think we got bikes. Lo and behold, in the toy section, he goes past. I think he went down a little bit, and then he went to the left, and I thought he saw the bikes, but I didn't see him. So I'm going down that way for some reason. And I was like, oh shit, they got bikes in here. I'm like, well, damn. I hope he don't see me again. Lo and behold, as I go around the corner, forgetting that he went around that same corner, he like, hey, they got the bikes right here. I was like, hey, it's my 3rd day out here. I hit him with the little Uzi shit.
It's only my 3rd day out here. I don't know.
It's my 3rd day out here, man. That shit was funny as hell. I feel so embarrassed. I was like, damn, he think I'm a dumbass. I'm like, bro, hey, this is my first time being in this goddamn Target. I have never been to Target in my life.
Every single day is, do you guys have this in the back?
Oh, I hate that shit. I used to be first of all, I used to be in the back still, and they would have a little phone shit, be like, tell you what's, how much quantity of something. Oh my God. I'm like, bro, I used to just go in the back, walk around and come back. I'm like, nah, we don't got it. Unless it was some truly that we had, like, it was like some stuff down. So if it was like, I think it was one time it was like Michelle Obama book, and like we were just selling them hoes, like something that everybody wants or something like that. Why the hell? Yeah, something that everybody wants. And if it's getting sold out pretty fast, you probably got something in the back. Somebody gonna be looking for it, so yeah.
In that pretty much every single day, because no matter how many times you try to explain that you don't have that item in the back, they're still gonna want you to go back there and magically pull it out. And then when you go back there and just dance for a little bit because you know you're not finding it, well, one Walmart employee did it for me. Why can't you? I can't magically make this item appear. And then you already know what the next line is. Can I speak to your manager? Before working retail, I didn't think people actually spammed that. I thought it was just a meme. No, I was so wrong. And unfortunate for me, I had a manager that would always side with the customer no matter what. So even if the customer asked an unrealistic thing, it would still be my fault. I think one of the best ways to describe retail work is like playing a game of Among Us for 8 hours, but you're consistently being accused of the imposter. But the imposter in this case is just a lazy worker. You literally have to backtrack everything you did and tell them every single step you took while being in the store. And on some occasions, even have to have second backing from somebody else. And it's so weird because you could be doing a task that you were asked to do, and a manager will walk right past you and see you doing the task, but then later accuse you of not doing it. But
nah, dead ass, bro. I remember I was walking one time and it was a manager that came from another store, and I have to like ask people like for help, like when I'm trying to search for something for an order. So I'm in the back walking, but I'm walking behind the dude, and I got my hands behind my back. Not like I'm fucking locked up, but like, I'm just strolling, but I'm behind the guy. Manager come by me. Not even from the store, from a whole different store. Manager come by me, because I guess he's working there for the day or something like that. He's like, what are you doing? Why are you just walking around? I'm like, I'm walking with him. He's helping me. He's like, why you got your hands behind your back? What the I can't walk with my hands behind my back? I got to be in this bitch walking like a soldier now? What the fuck? I'm like, bro, I think I just unhooked my hands or whatever the hell I did. And I was just like, I'm just with him, just waiting on him to find something. He was like, all right, or something, and walked out. I like, bro, and I don't think I ever seen that nigga again until I finally left the job, and I went to another Target like that was like downtown in my city, and saw him. I'm like, this nigga still working, son of a bitch. But yeah. That was some lame ass shit. I can't walk behind my manager. Bitch be on bullshit for no reason.
It's not actually doing anything, gets off scot-free, and they love him. If you're someone who's actually trying to work hard and do a good job, be prepared to be punished. Because I promise you, your coworker that's not doing anything will get more praise than you'll ever get. You'll look over and you'll be busting your ass just for that guy to be on his phone not doing anything, just scrolling TikTok and showing up for a free paycheck. I wish I was joking. Another thing about retail is that it's basically a high school part 2. After working there for a while, you'll start hearing rumors about yourself that you didn't even know was true. People are so bored at that job that they'll start making rumors for no reason. I had a coworker at my last job start a rumor that all the managers were having a freak off in the manager's office. Yeah, I don't even know, bro.
Bro, first of all, nah, it really do be like high school again, because that's what like most of the young kids first get their first job. I remember my manager, I don't know if I get in trouble with this. One of my managers, nigga, my store manager I had to switch stores because he was freaking off with one of the supervisors. Crazy. And I think she left too. Crazy. But yeah, even like little stuff like high school stuff, ooh, he like him, she like him, and stuff like that. It was like that. I heard some crazy things. I ain't gonna lie, them shawties was bad at that Target. I ain't gonna lie. You want to get your first baddie out of high school, go to Target, work there. You might get your first baddie. Not gonna cap to you. Might take a look, man. It was crazy. But yeah, I hope you liked the video of this first time. Like I said, seeing my face, I'm lllucyd, lllucyd. And if you got some retail working experience, put some story down in the comments, man. I want to see what y'all like. Hear some crazy stories from y'all. See some crazy stories from y'all. Read some crazy stories from y'all. Because man, I just know them first time retail jobs just be on a whole different level, man. If you want to see funny videos just like this in the future, consider subscribing, because we're gonna have, like I said, we're gonna have way more funny, interesting topics just like this. So I hope you come around and click on another video. Peace.